The title is Divorce, Unhappiness, Gratitude. We desire happiness. However, even in happiness, we feel unhappy and despair. If it's depression, it needs treatment. Meanwhile, even in misfortune, we find happiness, find comfort and overcome. Today, we reflect on divorce, misfortune, happiness, and gratitude. 1. We begin with the story of Mrs. P and her husband H, who divorced. The couple lived happily together for about 40 years, raising their children without major problems. When Mr. H retired and became a homebody, the conflict began to arise. After her husband's retirement, the wife wanted to have more free time, whether it was through calligraphy, hiking, or solo travel. On the other hand, the husband, now at home, always wanted to do something with his wife. He always wanted to go wherever she went, wanted to follow her to the supermarket, called her when she was late coming home from meeting a friend, wanted to go with her no matter what she was doing, and wanted to know where she was going and when she would be back. The wife wanted to live freely in the future, but her husband was a hindrance, and she did not want to do everything with him. The wife had a hard time and eventually divorced her husband in her twilight years. She said, I want to live my life. The husband said, what did I do wrong? We will live together for 40 years, perfectly normal and uneventful. What do you mean you want to be alone now? Living alone can't be easy. Think again. The wife said, are you ignoring me? I can't do it. I can do it. Her husband tried to dissuade her, but the divorce was finalized. The property was divided in half. The husband went to his parents' house, and the wife decided to continue living in the house she had been living in. The wife felt liberated for a month or two. Alone housework wasn't easy. Before, her husband had helped her with heavy lifting, but even lifting a single sack of rice was a struggle. She was scared alone at night, startled by strange noises. When she was sick, she went to the hospital alone. She was scared at night, so she kept the television on loudly. The floor below complained about the noise, the television, slippers, chairs scraping, etc. When she had a husband, she could have just apologized and dealt with the situation. When a woman lives alone, do people look down on her and ignore her? 6 months after the divorce, her son got married, and when Mrs. P saw her husband H, after a long time, she noticed that she had become more tidy. He even looked a little younger. H used to be dependent, but he was become more confident and meticulous when it comes to handling things like booking a wedding hall. P. How is it living alone? Husband. It was difficult at first, but I gradually got used to it. I studied an interior design business with a friend, and it's going well, and I feel a sense of freedom. Wife. P thought, I abandoned H because I felt a bit suffocated by him and wanted to be free in my own way, but now I feel like H has become neat and a better person. What if we got back together? I should have encouraged H to work hard and give him a chance to change, but I didn't. The divorce was hasty. In fact, it was a happy family. There was no major fights. We were financially stable, the children were well raised, and I didn't realize how precious he was to me. A few days later, P mustered up the courage to call husband. P, let's grab coffee when you have time. P met her at a cafe, chatted about this and that, and finally confessed her true feelings. P, I regret getting divorced. Husband, you said you wanted to live freely, didn't you? Come to think of it, I think I felt truly free when I was with you. I didn't know living alone could be this hard. Husband, I too felt lost after living comfortably for 40 years and then becoming single. But now I've found my life. I didn't know what I liked or what I wanted to do, but I've found myself. Wife, P, could we try again? I will be different this time. I respect what you want. Husband, H shook his head. I'm sorry, but I think the divorce was a good decision. I really enjoy this freedom now. To be honest, I'm seeing someone nice these days. P's head went blank. She felt like she'd been hit. She wondered if this was how her husband felt when she asked for a divorce. Wife P, then I can't help it. P barely managed to say that and left. Back home, she hadn't eaten or slept for days. That's when she realized what despair was. After her son's wedding, they parted ways. P, you worked hard today. H, take care. Those were their last words. While P said, no one interferes, a life where no one cares. Was this the freedom I so desperately wanted? True freedom isn't about living alone, but about loving and being together, respecting each other's individuality. I let go too easily of the person I've been with for 40 years, feeling a little suffocated, a little uncomfortable. I think we could have resolved this through discussion. My husband was a man capable of change. In fact, after the divorce, he became a changed man. If I had been patient and tried counseling or conversation, we could have changed together. It's too late to regret it now. It's important to live with gratitude in all things. This story is based on the YouTube video below, and some of the content is referenced. 2. The following is a case of a mother with a school-aged child who got divorced. Of course, there were sufficient reasons for divorce. Anyone could have made that decision. These are the stories of such families. The child's support, decided by the state and paid by the previous father, is not enough. The only job available to mothers with children are temporary or part-time. It's not easy for women who have taken a career break to find new employment. They struggle to afford shoes, clothes, eating out, renting a basement apartment, and raising children in poverty. Saving money is a struggle. Here's a story from work. When someone at work wants to complain, appeal, advise, they asked me to be their conversation partner, but I am having a hard time too. When someone at work has to go on a business trip, there are times when they tell me to go because I am single. I feel like my male co-workers are making fun of me and making light of me. After my male colleagues have a company dinner, They call me late and ask me to join them. Before the divorce, even if the couple treated each other like they were invisible, was it better to have a husband? I'm not suggesting that, but Anthony Shin is saying. Next, here's a story about a divorced husband who takes care of his child. Older mothers are almost there to attend the parents' meetings. The children are being dirty because their mothers can't take care of them. 2% is missing. Even the slightest bit of regret leads to misfortune. Careful choices protect our lives. Men who are unsuitable for marriage are. These are the types. Avoid them. Women who are unsuitable for marriage are. These are the types. Avoid them. The above is referenced from the advice of divorce attorney Shin Un-suk. YouTube. Finally, 1 Thessalonians 5:18. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. In Japanese. In Chinese. Thank you.